The milestone is reached by the Manchester United manager this weekend. He turns 70, would you believe, on New Year's Eve. What is it exactly that keeps him going? This is the Ferguson we know. This is the public face of Manchester United. This is the hugely successful and motivated, yet, I have to say, sometimes a little belligerent manager.
The referee didn't handle it because he allowed the Arsenal players to bully him, really. And this surrounding the referee and 9 and 10 players at a time, every time we tackled, created a tone as if it was a massacre out there.
Now, there must there not, more to the man that we see on the TV screen, more to the man that's oft quoted in the press and is accused of playing those head games, especially with the manager of Arsenal. Anyway, Iain White, head teacher of Sir Alex's old school in Glasgow, which is Govan High School, he knows Mr Ferguson well. He joins me now. Hello, good morning to you, sir.
Hello, how are you, Andy?
I am very well. I suspect you're looking forward to Hogmanay, but that's a conversation for another day. Does Sir Alex...
maybe so, yeah.
Does Sir Alex, Iain, still have much to do with his old school and his neighbourhood? Is he a good old boy, as it were?
Yeah, he surely is. He has a huge interest both in the neighbourhood and in his former school.
And what's the Sir Alex that you know? How does he compare to the Sir Alex that I know? Because I've met him once, and it was at a formal event. I mean, I see him on the screen, I hear him on Radio Manchester. Is that the same guy?
Well, I've met Sir Alex on several occasions, and each time I've met him, it's been back at home, back in his roots, and Sir Alex is very conscious of his roots in Govan, and he's very conscious of the role that his family and his school and the Boys Brigade played in making him the person that he is, the success that he is. When Sir Alex comes home, the thing that always strikes me about him is his generosity of spirit, the way that he gives his time to the school and to our young people, and also the warmth of the man's personality. He really is a very, very human person, and that shines through when you see him back at home.
I'm not so sure there's many referees in the Premier League, Iain, who would agree with your phrase, warmth of personality, but that's when he puts his professional head on, is it?
Well, I don't really know him in his professional context other than what I see in the television, so I have to take the man as I know him personally, and it's that side of him that I see. It's the sort of man who may not have seen somebody for 40 or even 50 years, and yet when we have a reception, when he comes back to the school and he's in amongst his own folk, as we say in Scotland, you see him meeting and greeting them as if he had seen them just yesterday or the day before, and yet it's been 40 or 50 years.
You were talking about how his background and his roots matter much to him. Is that what makes him the motivated and driven man that he is? Because he's still going strong and he's 70 practically.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, isn't it? He talks a lot about how the values that were inculcated in him in his early days, the kind of values of honesty and integrity and truth and hard work that his family, the school and the Boys Brigade, the youth organisation that he speaks about, these type of values were all driven home to him and became part of his being as he grew up.
Do you think, I'm not sure you're perhaps terribly qualified to speak on his behalf, but you know him and you talk to him, do you think he thinks those values are missing from modern society?
What I do know is that he is acutely aware of the importance of them, and when he comes back to the school, he loves to meet the young people, he loves to meet the pupils and to speak to them, and he always has a very appropriate message for them. And he talks often to them about, the fact that everybody has got a talent, and that it's really, really important that individuals recognise what their talents are, and then work at them. You see, this is a big message he always gives, that it's not just about being talented, it's about the hard work that goes along with a talent, and that's what brings you success.
I don't know how much support for Manchester United there is in Govan, Iain, but he sounds like quite an inspirational figure to your pupils.
Oh, absolutely. And when he comes, to say that you could hear a pin drop when he's speaking would be an absolute understatement. And, also he, he'll sign hundreds of autographs for them, just as many as they want, and they bring in shirts and they bring in photos and even scraps of paper to queue up and get his autograph. Absolutely fantastic.
Nice to talk to you, Ian. Belated Merry Christmas to you and Happy Hogmanay. That's Ian White, head teacher of the old school, Govan High School of Sir Alex Ferguson. Speaking of the man that he knows, Sir Alex celebrating his 70th birthday on New Year's Eve tomorrow, and Ian talking about the warmth and personality of the man, as I was suggesting. Not something that all the Premiership referees have experienced, I have to say.